Thank you very much, Jeanette. Well, Virginia, what do we do about pictures?
Well, we have so many wonderful pictures, but what we're trying to do is to pick out selected pictures so that people get a glimpse again of the building, our congregation, but the life of some of our members, and see the true spirit at San Gabriel. One of the things that we've talked about is, because now we're so used to looking on CDs and DVDs, but will they have the technology to open it in 50 years? Will it still be intact? Pictures should be, and we're once again following your lead with taking archival safe products that we'll be putting these in. But some of the things that we've picked out, and we're still working on this, but one of the pictures we often remember San Gabriel for was the dedication of our land. So we will, and this will be kind of fun because it's going to be a growth of the church. So we'll have this one. We'll have pictures from our actual groundbreaking for the building a year ago, April. We'll go through with our, it's a tie-in with some of the bulletins you have, with our dedication service open house. One I'm looking forward to will be the picture of the topping out tree for people who were here in December. We put the tree up when the cupola went up. The tree is still in its little can, waiting to be planted on the grounds. So I don't know if that tree will be alive in 50 years, but maybe somebody along the way will remember it. So they'll see the picture of the tree when it was up on top of our roof, and then hopefully see it.
And one of the things I want to do is be sure to put in a note to them that they need to find where we put the tree.
Find where we put it, yes. So we'll leave a description of that. Other things, just because people will be interested when we mention the saga of the building itself. A lot of people participated in Surrounded by Blessings this fall, past fall, and so we'll have pictures of that with people writing their blessings for the church on the beam. And then we will also, one of the things we'll be adding in a little while is the paper angel. We need to get one of those in a minute. We'll do that to show people. San Gabriel's been really involved in community events like Christmas Stroll, so we want to have a couple pictures of the floats we've had just so people can know that we have participated in that. Our men's group is a very active group, so we have a picture. We'll have some of the women's groups too, but this was one from their men's breakfast out in the front porch. One of the traditions we have here, of course, is our Easter cross. We fill with flowers and then take to a nursing home, so this is one of our crosses from the past. We will also have a picture. This was one of our group pictures made, I think, a couple years ago when we were down in the lease space. So that's kind of fun to see the group at that time. Then we have another group picture from our dedication last summer. One that I think is fun. To show the diversity of our congregation, people may remember our local San Gabriel Presbyterian Church motorcycle game, as in the Rimuses, Jerry and Penny Rimus and the Thompsons. And when they rode their bikes to church one day at San Gabriel, we have a great videotape of them taking off. But for this, we need to include this picture. And
oh, hi. So what are we doing here?
Well, we're filling the time capsule box with various items from our church, and this is one of them. It's the one of the objects from the decorations from the Christmas tree.
Good.
And what we're doing to protect things is we're putting them in acid-free and protected folders and putting them in the time capsule.
Great.
So that's one of the things. Oh yeah, good. You've got
so
this.
that will be in our picture collection too. So they'll see the picture of the Christmas tree and see one of the actual Christmas, and we hope it's still around. So, but we're looking forward to this, and one of the things that you'll see a picture in just a minute is we've talked about this whole event and involving the congregation in the time capsule. Martha Ulbrich, one of our members, came up with a great theme for this. Many of you remember the story. I love to tell the story of Jesus. And that's what we're doing here in a way, is telling the story of our church as we spread the good news about Jesus and the work that our church does. So that was a nice way to tie it all together.
Oh, this is great. This is great. And you know, it's awesome to think that not only are we sharing the history of what's gone on in the last 5 years, and before that, before we were chartered. I mean, the Christmas tree and the different banners that the women made were the only decorations we had in an elementary school or in the administration building, and now we're in a beautiful space, but they were special then. But what will it be like 50 years from now? And I think of the fact that my son will be 70 years old when this time capsule is opened, and I will be with the Lord and probably have been with the Lord for some time. And I hope that they have a sense of the fun that we have serving Christ in the world where we are. And I hope they're having fun too, here in this building or wherever they are.
Yeah.
So while you're here, Jeannie, one of the pictures that we will be putting in there, you mentioned your son, who will be 70 in 50 years. This was a few years ago. So we like this picture of the pastor and her son, who at that time was not, her son was shorter, but he managed to stand on the top step, so he's taller than Mom. Of course, now he is taller than Mom, but...
We probably had around our nativity scene, which someone made, and which we carried in, and somebody had to store in their garages during the rest of the year. But we had some fairly unique pictures around the manger, conglomeration of different people with various and sundry costumes. And yes, you're right. My son enjoyed being above me that day with a crown on, and yes, it was good. The early days were good. Our days right now are good, and the days 50 years from now will be good because God is with us. Well, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
And we do appreciate all the work that Ann has put into this and others who've worked with her on it. So look forward to getting it in its special place on our 5th birthday as a chartered church. And we always have special things then, and then it will be there to be opened in 50 years.
Yes.
May God bless our efforts, and may God bless their church.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank